Senator Roberts.
Thank you, President. My question is to Minister Watt, representing the Minister for Immigration. In July, the Australian Skills Quality Authority issued notices cancelling the qualifications of more than 4,200 foreign students, largely studying aged care and early childhood. After education provider SPES Education Proprietary Limited was deregistered for running a cash for diplomas operation scheme. In 2024, 23,000 foreign students were caught purchasing their qualification, which is a breach of Condition 8202, applying to all Class 500 student visa holders. In short, Minister Watt, these foreign students are in breach of their visa. Minister, will you cancel the visas of these 23,000 students and any others who cheated when purchasing their qualification?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister Watt.
Thank you, President, and thank you, Senator Roberts. While I understand that you prefer to ask these types of questions through the frame of migration, actually the matters that you're asking about probably more fit within the responsibilities of the Minister for Skills and Training, Minister Giles, but I do represent him here, and so I can still answer that question. We're very proud of the fact that we've reformed the compliance measures around international education to weed out the shonks who've been running international education operations and proliferated under the former coalition government. The international training system that was left behind by the Morrison government was not just a joke, it was crooked. And we had shonks and crooks, unfortunately, running these sorts of operations, exploiting international students who were here, taking money off them and providing them with dodgy qualifications that weren't fit for the kind of work that they then went on to do. So we are proud of those reforms, and as you say, Senator Roberts, it has resulted in thousands of qualifications being cancelled, as they should have been, because in some cases people were being awarded qualifications without doing any training or any study whatsoever. It was basically pay for a qualification and you got it. That's not how the system should work. It's how the system worked under the former coalition government, but it's not how the system works under this Labor government. So we make no apology for taking back the qualifications of students, so-called students, who have obtained qualifications through those means, and we make absolutely no apology for going after the shonks who were running those kind of organisations. They have no place in our system. They actually tarnish Australia's reputation as a provider of international education, and we'll continue to go after them.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Roberts, first supplementary.
Thank you, Minister. Under both Australian and Queensland law, a person who obtains a job using a faked qualification has committed two offences, using deception and forgery to obtain a financial advantage. Both carry a penalty of 7 years in jail. This is not just a foreign student breaching their student visa conditions. This is serious criminal behaviour. Minister, have you brought in so many foreign students and so many new arrivals that you have lost the ability to police clear-cut federal law?
Minister Wong.
President, I'd ask for you to consider whether that question is in order, given that it appears to go to a question about criminal provisions or offences under state legislation that clearly can't be in the portfolio responsibilities the minister representing.
Thank you, Senator Wong. Senator Roberts.
My question goes to the quality of immigrants that are being allowed into this country, turning out to be criminals.
Senator Roberts, you also referred to the qualifications or the penalties in the Queensland and Australian jurisdiction. Senator Scarr.
Sorry, President, point of order. Just speaking on the point of order, it is a fact that the Australian immigration legislation does cross-refer to state criminal legislation with respect to calibrating what is serious or not so serious criminal conduct. Right. So I just provide that for your assistance.
In response to your point of order, Senator Wong, the minister can answer the question to the extent that it goes to his portfolio or portfolios, to his areas. But I do remind everyone in the chamber it doesn't go to legal opinion. Minister Watt.
Thanks, President. Senator Roberts, I think we're all used to you and other One Nation senators asking questions that involve pejorative statements towards migrants, and it would appear that that's the intention for this term as well. That's a matter for you, how you decide to use your questions. What we're focused on—
Please resume your seat. Senator Roberts.
Under the imputation, President. I happen to be an immigrant.
There's no need for the added piece. Senator Roberts, order, order, order. Senator Roberts, the minister was describing the language in which a question was asked, so it doesn't go to imputation. Minister Watt, please continue.
Thanks, President. But to answer your question, Senator Roberts, as I say, when the issue of fraudulent qualifications came to light, we took action. I was a little bit involved in this in my previous portfolio, and my recollection is that a very thorough search was done with employers who may have been employing the people involved. I'll come back to you if this is wrong, but my recollection is that there was not very much evidence, if at all, that people were being employed using those qualifications. As I say, if that's wrong, I'll come back to you. But we do take this matter seriously and we'll keep acting against it.
Senator Roberts, second supplementary.
Thank you. Foreign students can now bring family members with them, a prize for which many are clearly prepared to break the law. Deporting 27,200 crooked students and the thousands of family members they brought with them will free up thousands of homes and help ease the housing crisis and record homelessness that your government has caused through catastrophically high immigration. Minister, isn't it time we freed up homes for Australians who deserve them ahead of continuing to import criminals?
Minister Wong.
President, I'd ask you to consider whether the use of the adjective, which I would prefer not to repeat, about the students in that question is in order, because it suggests all, I think it was a few 100,000, are in fact contravening, are on the wrong side of the law or whatever, and I do wonder if that's an appropriate inclusion in a question to a minister in this place.
Senator Roberts.
Senator Watt has already admitted that shonks are being weeded out. We want to get rid of them out of the country.
Senator Roberts, the minister was referring to providers of education. Minister Wong.
Well, on the point of order, that the fact that some people may have breached the law does not make an entire cohort in breach of the law, which
yes,
is that is the implication of with the clear statement in the question.
Senator Roberts.
We know 27,200 have breached the law.
Senator Roberts, you're not in a debate here. You've got a legitimate point of order or you haven't. I'm going to seek the advice of the clerk. So please, Senator Roberts, you can't. We're not in committee stage. This is question time. You ask a question. It gets ruled in and out of order if a point of order is raised. But you're not in a debate, and you're clearly not in a debate with me. Senator Roberts and Minister Wong, as is my usual practice, I am happy to review the language, but ultimately I would remind all senators that language used in questions is ultimately their responsibility and ultimately a reflection on them if there is some offence. So I will call Minister Watt.
Excuse me. Thanks, President, and thanks, Senator Roberts. Well, there are a number of assumptions in your question, and one of them is that those students who obtained fraudulent qualifications were working in the occupation that qualification was for. And as I say, I'm checking my records as to that situation, but I don't think you should necessarily make that assumption. It's one thing for someone to obtain a fraudulent qualification, and that is wrong. And as I say, we've taken action about that against the students by cancelling their qualifications, and also we've taken action against some of those shonky providers. But it's quite possible that those students may have obtained a qualification in a certain area but have been working in a completely different occupation. My recollection is that that is what the case was for those students, but I'm checking that matter, and as I say, if I've got anything further to add to that, then I'll advise the chamber.